Sharlene Bosma, whose husband Tim has been missing since he took two strangers on a test drive, just got hopeful news. Police arrest a suspect, Dellen Millard, a millionaire bad boy, and he's got the keys to Tim's truck in his pocket when cops grab him. So where's Tim?
Due to the unusual nature of this disappearance, the homicide unit will now take the lead.
Millard isn't talking, and using surveillance video, police are piecing together a very different ending to this story. This video from a neighboring business shows Bosma's truck driving past shortly after Tim left his house. Police believe that's Dellen Millard behind the wheel, his sidekick, Mark Smich, in the back, and in the passenger seat, Tim Bosma. But remember how Tim's cell phone was found in a nearby industrial park? Video from that location shows two vehicles arriving at the scene. Police experts say this one with the running lights on top is Tim's. The one trailing is Millard's SUV. Bosma's phone was found about 300 yards from this very spot. And then there's video from the Millard airplane hangar. The same two vehicles drive up about 2 hours later. But this time, Bosma's truck is towing a large piece of equipment. Footage from inside the hangar shows the two men arriving, Smich on the left, Millard on the right. Moments later, a bright flame can be seen erupting from outside the hangar. It would burn all night.
Mark Smich and Dellen Millard are not smart guys. I mean, these are two of the stupidest people on earth. They took this truck and put it in his hangar. And they told their employees, don't come in. But then the employees start showing up the next day to the hangar, and there's this black truck. That's all over the news.
After Millard is arrested, police search the hangar but can't find the truck. Again, surveillance video tells the tale. 2 days after Tim went missing, Millard's red pickup is seen here towing a large fifth-wheel trailer from the hangar. You can probably guess what's inside.
Of all the places to hide the truck, where did they decide to hide this truck?
Mommy Dearest. Mommy Dearest's house had this truck.
Thanks to a tip from neighbors, cops search the trailer and find Tim's truck concealed inside. It confirms their grim suspicions. Despite the fact that the two front seats have been stripped out, police find a .38 caliber shell casing in the back seat, Dellen Millard's fingerprints, and bloodstains from Tim Bosma. Infrared luminal examination reveals even more blood, which was hastily washed away. Plus, a .38 caliber pistol is found in a toolbox owned by Millard.
In some ways, they seem like they were very dumb about how they covered up their tracks.
Dumb does not begin to explain Mark Smich and Dellen Millard. Or maybe it was that Dellen Millard was so drunk on his own narcissism that he felt he would never be caught.
A search of Millard's property turns up the most disturbing evidence yet. Hidden in the woods, police find the Eliminator, an industrial incinerator that burns up to a scorching 1,400 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's riding atop a trailer Millard had specially built to make it mobile.
This huge, hulking piece of equipment used to incinerate cows, horses, huge livestock. That's what it's meant for.
Did he have any livestock?
No, he didn't have any pets, except for a dog named Pedo.
Police believe this was the heavy equipment being towed that night to the hangar, and also the source of the flame seen burning white hot for several hours. A forensic pathologist combs the inside of the Eliminator, finding bone fragments, a tooth, and a blood stain on the outside matching 32-year-old Tim Bosma.
This woman got into the incinerator. She had the police buy her a little handheld vacuum cleaner so she could get every last bit of Tim's remains and give them to the family.
Police quickly arrest Millard's partner in crime, Mark Smich, and charge both men with murder. But during the trial, Smich turned snitch.
So what was their defense?
He did it. Mark Smich very quickly pointed out that he was just in it to steal a truck, didn't know anything about killing anybody, and then all of a sudden, Dellen Millard pulled out a gun and shot the guy, and he was so scared, he just went along for the ride to help burn the body, cover up the crime, which is just an absolute load of BS. He was in it, he did it, he partook in it, and he got caught.
According to prosecutors throughout the trial, Millard wrote letters begging his girlfriend to lie in his defense.
Be like, I love you, we're gonna have babies, we're gonna travel the world, but by the way, can you tell, Andrew and all our friends, can you tell them not to say that, or can you tell them to change the story, or it didn't happen like that, okay, love you.
In one, he suggests that Smich and two of his friends actually went on the test drive, that Millard wasn't there at all. And the letters say, destroy this letter all over them after you've read it. But she very helpfully put them in the bedside table so that when the police arrested her, they found them.
We may never know which man actually pulled the trigger, but the jury is convinced that Millard and Smich are guilty. They're sentenced to life behind bars. But according to Anne Brocklehurst, who literally wrote the book on this horrific murder, the questions don't end there.
And just when you think something stranger couldn't happen, it does.
Laura Babcock, a young woman struggling with drug and mental health issues, has been missing for over 4 years.
Laura Babcock simply vanished into thin air.
Police say her last known contact was with none other than Dellen Millard. And get this, he bought the Eliminator shortly before she vanished.
Do the police have any idea what happened to her?
Police sources told the Hamilton Spectator that they believe that Laura was incinerated.
And then there was Millard's father, who supposedly committed suicide by shooting himself shortly before his son turned the family air hangar into a chop shop party house. The illegal gun he used was traced back to a notorious gun dealer and, police say, associate of Dellen Millard.
I think this case, when it's all said and done and the story's all told, Dellen Millard, I think, will go down one of the most prolific serial killers in Canadian history.
Both men are awaiting trial in the murder of Laura Babcock and Millard with the murder of his father. But in this madness, it's easy to lose sight of Tim Bosma's tragic and senseless death.
I mean, people came to feel like they knew or were connected to, in some way, this family, who were a great young family.
Dellen Millard could afford 50 trucks. He could have gone out and bought any truck that he wanted. I think the headline really is about Tim Bosma, not Dellen Millard. Tim Bosma was everything right in life. He was what everyone aspires their child to be. And he got wiped out for a truck.